To be a Steelers, consider others before you consider yourself. To protect your brother, even from himself. To give support at your own expense. And when wearing the black and gold suit of armor, make sure nobody desecrates it, disrespects it. Most importantly, we ourselves don't dishonor it. Approval from previous legends who have donned the black and gold. These virtues I learned while playing for the Steelers are what make the legacy of the black and gold timeless. They are passed down in the locker room from the steel curtain to anyone who valiantly wears the black and gold. Creating a brotherhood that is deeper than money, business, and winning. To be a Steelers, consider others before you consider yourself. This is our culture, Steeler culture. Now, here are your hosts, Rob and Dan, the SteelTwins.
Steelers Nation, beware. We might be in for a scare. How are you guys doing on this fine Thursday night? Thank you kindly for tuning back into the channel for another edition of the Steeler Culture Podcast, where we break down Pittsburgh Steelers football, where we will be discussing the Week 9 matchup between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Indianapolis Colts at Heinz Field. And Steelers Nation, I don't know about you guys, but this might get ugly real quick. Danny, how you feel? Scared? Nervous?
Do you really want my honest opinion?
Yeah, tell me. We're here to be honest.
I don't feel good.
No?
I don't feel good about this Sunday, bro.
I don't blame you.
I don't feel optimistic at all. Could this be one of those stupid situations where the Steelers pull something out of their, you know what? They pull a rabbit out of their hat and they somehow beat the 7-1 Colts, who have the best record in the AFC, the best record in the NFL. Could it be one of those games? Maybe. Am I believing that? Am I getting my hopes up on that? Am I giving them the benefit of the doubt? The answer to all three of those questions is absolutely freaking not.
Now, why should I expect that sort of outcome to happen, to transpire? Why should I believe that? Why should I expect that?
No, not against the Colts.
Why should I get my hopes up on that?
Not against the Colts, who are 7-1. They're top of the AFC right now with Daniel Jones as their starting
Indiana Jones, bro.
Indiana Jones. And I tell you what, if you had that on your bingo card, 1, you're a liar. 2, I need the lottery tickets for tomorrow. And 3, you must think that OJ didn't do it. Because there's just no way anybody saw this coming. And I got to give props to Indianapolis. I got to give props to the Colts organization. I got to give props to Daniel Jones. I got to give props to Shane Steichen, who's a very good coach, a very good head coach. He's always been a good coach. We've seen what he did when he was the Eagles OC, which got him the job in Indy. And in case you guys haven't realized, the last 2 years we've faced the Indianapolis Colts, Shane Steichen has beaten the Steelers every year. In 2023, the Colts beat us, I think it was 30-13. The Steelers were up 13-0, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then they allowed 30 unanswered with Gardner Minshew at quarterback.
Yeah.
Last year, 2024, that was the near Justin Fields comeback, right? Justin Fields was the Steelers that day. Probably his best game, maybe even ever, to be honest with you. That's kind of a low bar for Justin Fields, but I'm just going to throw it out there.
Right.
Anthony Richardson stepped in, or he was the starter, and he helped lead down to 2 touchdowns. Joe Flacco came in as the backup and cooked our defense.
Yeah, he threw 2 touchdowns in that game.
And they won the game, I think it was 27-24 last year. Keep in mind, the Steelers owned the Colts for the longest time. The Colts, up until 2023, didn't beat the Steelers since 2008. But since Steichen has come in, he has completely outcoached and outclassed the Pittsburgh Steelers every year since being their head coach. And this year, from the looks of it, from the looks of the Colts right now, who have looked the best under Steichen, and the Steelers right now, who aren't looking good defensively or as an overall organization or an overall team under the same coaching staff that we've had for previous years, it's looking like that could be another repeat that we've seen with the Steelers and Colts history that we saw the last 2 years. Now, the Colts and Steelers have tons of history. Tons of history. There's been a lot of great highlights between these two teams. There's been a lot of crazy games between these two teams. Who could forget Ben's amazing tackle when Jerome fumbled the ball at the goal line?
Yes, the divisional round matchup, bro.
Who could forget Ben's 6 touchdown game versus the Colts in 2014?
Wearing the Bumblebees.
Wearing the Bumblebees, bro. I forget who. I think it was Wheaton. AB caught 2. Bryant caught 2. And I think it was Heath that caught a touchdown.
Heath definitely had a touchdown in that one.
I think Heath caught the 6th one. I remember that game very vividly.
Yeah.
Like, I remember like it was just this afternoon. Literally. I remember that game very vividly. Antoine Blake had a pick in the end zone in that game. Yeah, that's how crazy that game was.
Yes.
I remember that very vividly. That was 11 years ago?
Yes.
God, time flies, man.
Yes, just about, yeah.
Time freaking flies. It really does. We're going to need that kind of level of offense in this game again. We're going to need that level of offense for this game because the way the Colts offense is looking and the way the Steelers defense is looking, we're going to need A-Rod to throw 6 touchdowns. And I don't know if he can do that. He can throw 4. He's done it twice this season. 6 might be a little bit of too much of an ask. But I firmly believe that is what we're going to have the offense to do in order for us to stay within this game because I don't trust the defense. And the Indianapolis Colts have the number 1 offense in the league. Yes. They have the number 1 offense in the league, bro. They have the number 1 scoring offense in the league, scoring almost 34 points a game.
With Daniel Jones at quarterback.
They actually have the most points scored out of any NFL team in the league with 270 total. The next closest is the Dallas Cowboys with 246.
Wow.
And this is a Steelers defense that has allowed 68 points the last 2 weeks, and I've only gotten 2 sacks and 0 turnovers.
As a matter of fact,
it's not looking good.
The last time the Steelers defense actually forced a turnover was back in the 3rd quarter versus the Vikings. That was back in week 4.
That was a month ago.
Yes.
That was a month
ago. We're heading
into
week 9. That was the last time the Steelers defense forced a turnover.
What day was that game?
You would have to check because I can't think off the top of my head.
September 28th. It is now October 30th. It is Halloween Eve over here. It has been literally over a month since the Steelers defense has forced a turnover.
And the Colts, offensively, they have only given up the ball 4 times. So they are that's it.
They are very protective with football.
Yes, you just took the words out of my mouth.
Is this the worst defense we have had as D Panty time? I'll tell you
historically, as far as being ranked, historically, yes.
Yeah, and that's saying a lot considering we have had so many bad defenses during the entire Killer B era.
But even then, surprisingly, because I checked the rankings defensively, even in those years, they weren't ranked this low. I don't think
they were allowing this many points.
Right now, no. They allowed a lot of yardage and big plays, but as far as points and whatnot and rankings, they weren't this bad because right now, currently, the Steelers defense is ranked 30th in the National Football League, just above the Cincinnati Bengals and the Dallas Cowboys, of course.
Bruce, we're not winning this week. I'm telling you right now. You might think we are, but we're not. Shout out to Bruce in the chat. The Ravens fan, I'm sure he's enjoying his night. The Ravens are blowing out the Dolphins.
To no surprise.
Which is just more hurt for us right now because we were up by a good lead in the division. Now the Ravens have won 2 straight in the same week.
Yeah, the Ravens are starting to climb that ladder, starting to climb up to the top of the mountain
and
now.
The Steelers are looking as if they might lose 3 straight. I don't want them to lose 3 straight, but it's not looking good right now, folks. It's not.
Matter of fact, yeah, the Steelers,
They're going to be one game behind us.
The way that they look, they are on pace to go on a 3-game losing streak. And that's been going on for 7 straight seasons.
Yep.
7 straight years that the Steelers have went through a 3-game losing streak.
Yeah.
A loss to the Colts, which is looking likely now, that would make it 8 straight seasons.
Jesus God. Wow. That's
for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Rough.
Like this is now being a common thing every year. And it should not be. But here we are.
Shout out to Donnie London in the chat with a $10 super chat. Says 2 things. Yinzer, man, March. Somehow, some way, we need to make this happen. And if only we would have taken care of business, we wouldn't be worrying about the Baltimore-Miami game. Yeah, exactly.
All we had to do was handle business.
All we had to do was handle business. We were up, 3 games at one point? 2.5 games or so? And now, if we lose this Sunday, losing 3 straight, the Ravens would have won 2 straight. That's going to put the Ravens, I think, 1 game behind us. 1 game. When we had a definitive lead, or we thought it was a definitive lead. In fact, there was no definitive lead when we are talking about the Mike Tomlin-led Pittsburgh Steelers. There's no definitive lead. Well, actually, I was going to say that there is no comfortability, but if that was the actual matter of the fact, I think the Steelers would have won more games by now. They get too comfortable.
Yes. And that was evident just this past Sunday night versus the Packers. They were up, what were they up? 16-7. 16-7, yes.
They were up 9 points, 16-7.
And they just barely made any adjustments. They barely kept on the gas. I mean, for God's sake, offensively, they only ran the ball 3 times the entire second half.
Wow.
They were leading at halftime.
They stopped feeding Warren the ball. How dare you?
They started the second half with the football. And then the whole second half, they felt like that they were playing behind. Like they had to throw the ball when they did not need to.
And the funny thing is, Mike Tomlin, when discussing the Packers loss, he immediately pointed to the offense.
Like right out the gate.
Settling for 3 first-half field goals. So who settles for the field goals? Is it the offense, or is it the person deciding to settle for said field goals? Is it the person that decides to kick those field goals? I wonder who that person is. Is it a certain head coach that's been here for too long? How is he going to say that the offense is settling for field goals when he's the one that makes those decisions? That makes no sense to me. He says that we need more touchdowns and field goals, but yet you're the one deciding to go for the field goals. You're the one getting complacent and settling for said field goals.
Well, not to mention some of the play calling, especially in some of the third down predicaments, to which, by the way, Steelers were 1-10 on third down versus the Packers. I understand a lot of that was third and long situations, and the penalties surely didn't help. But even with the play calling and the penalties, Steelers had no answers to bounce back from those penalties, bounce back from those mistakes, or answer on those third and long situations because they do a lot of screens and check downs and just short passes.
But still, regardless, ain't no way am I looking at that Packers loss back on Sunday night and thinking, wow, the offense really screwed us over. Ain't no way I'm looking at it that way. You can't blame A-Rod. You can't blame the offense. They were up 9 points. Yeah, they might have laid off the gas and they stepped away from what was working. But when you got the defense that didn't allow a single punt in the second half, they didn't allow a single punt in the second half to the Packers, and they were outscored 28 to, what was it, 28 to 9 or something in the second half?
Yeah.
28 points allowed in the second half compared to 6 in the first half. But he's not pointing to the defense.
No, like
how do you not point to the defense, bro?
The offense is far from perfect, but they are nowhere near the problem with this football team.
Yeah.
They are actually the part of the team that's staying afloat while the defense is a sinking ship, and it's only getting worse.
Electric Visuals in the chat says, report, Steelers ownership growing frustrated and impatient with Mike Tomlin. He also says, I'll believe it when I see it. I don't believe that report 1 second.
I don't believe a single word. I don't.
Steelers are growing frustrated? Really? No, I think Steelers Nation is growing frustrated. In fact, I think we have been frustrated for the longest time. I don't believe that report for a single second.
No.
So I agree with what Visual said. I'll believe it when I see it. Just like when we trade for a receiver. I'll believe it when I see it.
Exactly. That's just my mindset. That's my philosophy.
And Olive Pitt says, don't worry, boys. We still have Terrell Austin. There's nothing to worry about. Said nobody ever. Why didn't we keep Brian Flores? Because he would challenge Tomlin too much. Because Terrell Austin is a yes man. I'm glad you brought that up because Terrell Austin had some very, very interesting words when it involved a question about who really calls the defense. What really goes into the defensive calling on the sidelines or the defensive game planning. For years now, a lot of people have been saying Mike Tomlin calls the defense. Mike Tomlin leads the defense. The defensive coordinator is just a scapegoat. He's a placeholder. And, there's people that are going to refute that, and they're going to say, no, it's the defensive coordinator's fault, blah, blah, blah. First of all, I don't understand how you see all these defensive errors for years now under however many different coordinators, under Butler, under Austin now, even at the end days of Dick LeBeau. How do you see all these critical errors repeat under the same head coach and you still think it's the defensive coordinator is beyond me?
Well, dude, not to cut you off, but Julian Edelman said himself that they still run the same defense to win. I played him, and I had 9 catches on him every time.
Yeah. And when was the last time Julian Edelman played, bro?
Yeah, how long has that man been retired?
Like right now.
How long has that man been retired? And it's not a dig, it's a fact. It is a fact by
2020 was his last year. Oh my god.
Anyway, go on with the quote.
Oh my god.
Go ahead. Go on with the quote.
Yeah, Terrell Austin says that the in-game defensive play calling is the same that it's always been as long as he's been the defensive coordinator. He says nothing's changed. He says, and I quote, "I'm calling it. And if Mike wants to call it, he calls it. That's how we roll." So he just completely confirmed that Mike Tomlin calls the defense. And he's not the only coordinator to say that. Keith Butler admitted that after he retired. He said that, I wish I would have had some more input or more defensive play calling. It was Mike Tomlin doing it. Some people tend to forget that. So that makes Terrell Austin the second defensive coordinator now under Mike Tomlin to admit that Mike Tomlin calls the defense. Now Terrell Austin calls it. He's the one wearing the headset, and so is Mike Tomlin. You see him with his little Sony or whatever the hell he uses headset, right? Here's the thing. Here's how the defense is constructed every week. Mike Tomlin sets the game plan. He's the one that sets it up schematically, and that is the game plan that they go with. And then Terrell Austin is just the placeholder of the defensive coordinator job, and he calls the plays. And if there's a call that Tomlin doesn't like, that's when Coach T takes over. Which is probably very, very, very often.
Very, yeah. As a matter of fact, Tomlin mentioned in his press conference that as of now, he has no plans to make any changes to the defensive play calling roles. He was even asked if he would take over play calling duties. He said that is non-negotiable. That's not on the table. That was his quote. And Tomlin also,
he's out flat denying that he has any input in play calling the defense.
Of course. He also mentioned, though, Tomlin also mentioned that the defense needs to be better on third down situations when he highlighted Tucker Kraft and Christian Watson's big catches that happened versus the Packers.
So he's pretty much saying that he doesn't think there needs to be dramatic changes, and he's pretty much alluding to most of the mistakes being execution.
This was his exact quote. This is it. He said, "It doesn't mean dramatic changes schematically. It's the details." Can you explain to me what that means? Because I don't know what that means.
No dramatic changes schematically.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It is the scheme.
Yeah.
It's the same old scheme for the last 23 years with this guy. It doesn't work no more. The scheme sucks. He'll never admit it because it's his scheme. But that's the problem here.
Hence why no changes are going to happen.
That's the problem here. The scheme is garbage.
It's of no surprise to hear Tomlin say this, but it's frustrating because it's like, how do you have a defense that in 2 straight primetime games allow what you allowed?
Wow.
68 points, 470 yards to the Bengals, 454 yards to the Packers, 3 touchdowns each from Joe Flacco and Jordan Love. And you're not even considering change. You're just going to run with the same old and think, oh, it's just, we just got to get better execution-wise.
Right.
And yes, the players got to execute. I'm not denying that. Some of the plays that happened versus the Packers were just inexcusable by the players. But my God, like, when do you get to a point where it's just like, yeah, it's the scheme. Enough is enough. We got to change this thing up. We got to make adjustments.
But he won't. That's the problem.
Even if they do make adjustments, say they may make adjustments, right? These adjustments ain't working. They have to adjust the adjustments.
Well, first of all, that's asking too much.
I know.
Second, I don't think anything's just going to work. I don't think anything's going to work. I think, first of all, the execution of these players is pretty rough. Ramsey hasn't looked great in man-to-man coverage. Everybody's getting cooked in coverage, and I mean Slay, that means JPJ, that means Ramsey. The safeties aren't really performing that well, and the fact that Elliott is out doesn't help. We'll see what Kyle Duggar can do in his Steelers debut this Sunday, but I'm not going to anticipate him to be the glue to fix everything, right?
Or really get a lot of playing time early. Austin said himself, they're going to see what his work rate is and see how he's going to be involved with the game plan.
You got all these people missing tackles. I lost count of how many missed tackles we had versus the Packers last Sunday.
Dude, specifically Patrick, he's got to lead linebackers or defenders overall with missed tackle rate.
Patrick Queen's got to be one of the more frustrating players on the defense because there'll be games where he looks good. And then there's times where he looks like a fool out there. And he's the green dot.
He is. He's the main guy. He's the green dot. He's playing basically 100% of those snaps. And Queen...
And there's constant miscommunication issues. So is that from coaching? Is that from Queen himself? Is that from players not knowing their assignment? It's a mess overall. And then the scheme doesn't help. You're 10 yards off of your receiver. What do you think the offense is going to do? They're going to get the ball out of their hands immediately. You got the middle wide open every single time. And against the Colts, with Daniel Jones at quarterback, who was top 5 in passing yards?
Yes.
13 touchdowns, 3 picks. He's having his best season to date, on pace to have his best season to date.
A career resurgence over in Indianapolis.
Yeah, he's this year's Sam Darnold. And that's a testament to coaching. That's a huge testament to coaching.
Down with that, we've got 2 words for you.
Eddie T with a 199. Thanks, Eddie T. He says, Tomlin's defense looks small compared to other teams.
Yes, it does. Yes, 100%, Eddie T. I think a lot of it is because it's so outdated, and he refuses to change anything. He's not going to change anything. He's refusing to admit that there are problems at hand with what he is game planning, with what he is offering. He's not going to admit that. He's not, and I don't think we're going to see any change. And against the Colts, like I said, Daniel Jones having a great year. Tyler Warren is leading them in passing, receiving yards.
I think Warren, as a matter of fact, leads all tight ends in receiving yards.
All tight ends?
Yes.
That doesn't surprise me. Tyler Warren was a beast coming out of Penn State.
Yeah. And considering what Tucker Kraft did.
Not just Tucker Kraft. Who could forget fucking Hunter Henry versus the Patriots in week 3? Yeah, we won that game, but Hunter Henry had over 100 yards and 2 tutties on us.
Hell, Noah Fant had 44 yards and a touchdown.
Versus the Bengals.
Yeah. So it's like the yak ability that we're allowing with the missed tackles and just the miscommunications and lack of coverage. Tyler Warren's having a great rookie season. You don't think that Warren's going to be a huge factor into this?
But what about Michael Pittman? Their number 1 wide receiver, 6 touchdowns on the year, leads the team. He has such reliable hands. He's an underrated playmaker.
Always been good.
Always been good, even coming out of USC. Alec Pierce is the same way, coming out of Cincinnati. Loved Alec Pierce coming out of Cincinnati.
Great deep threat.
He leads all wide receivers in yards per catch with 21.4. He is one of the best, if not probably the best deep threat in the game. Like he is that good. He is that dangerous as a deep threat. He's very reliable, and Daniel Jones is putting these passes on the money all year for Alec Pierce. I fear what Alec Pierce is going to do in the deep ball. We can't cover anything.
If you're not down with that,
Josh Downs is a good one too.
We've got 2 words for you.
It's weird. They got A.D. Mitchell, and he's not even being used. He's not needed.
No.
Because of how efficient that offense is.
Oh, it surely didn't help A.D. Mitchell's mistake versus the Rams.
Yes.
With that drop at the 1-yard line.
Donnie Lund with a 5 says, as long as Tomlin is in charge, this is a doomed franchise. Yes. Yes. It absolutely is. It 100% is. You guys are right. I do agree with you guys in the chat.
We are doomed. We're screwed.
Mike Tomlin is not a head coach like Cowher. Like Cowher was. Tomlin is a player coach. Yeah. Listen, I'm not denying his character or his leadership or his father figure type
personality,
sure,
or coaching ways.
But as a everyday or every Sunday coach, he doesn't have what it takes to get to that next level, to get over that hump. He's just very complacent where he's at.
And you don't think that Shane Steichen, with his offensive playmakers, is not going to take advantage of that? Is not going to see that? Of course he is. I mean, the man's undefeated versus the Steelers.
And that's not even talking about Jonathan Taylor, who leads the league in rushing yards by almost 100. He leads the league in touchdowns with 14 total, 12 on the ground. Jonathan Taylor's running amok among the league, almost 6 yards a carry.
Yeah, he's first in carries, rushing yards, and touchdowns. Triple crowner right now.
And do you see the way that Steichen and that Colts offense schemes their rushing attack, the way they're able to pull these guards and pull the tackles and have a tight end and receiver right beside each other to set that edge, to open up the middle for Jonathan Taylor. You got a guy like Quentin Nelson pulling. It's fucking scary.
Yes. I mean, that O-line of the Colts has just, I mean, talk about a resurgence, you know, after a number of years where it really wasn't that great, where it really wasn't reliable. Right now, the Colts O-line is probably one of the more reliable offensive lines throughout the league.
I agree.
Like, you got some stout and great offensive linemen right there. And they got 2 new starters on that offensive line, too, because they lost Ryan Kelly and Will Fries, both to the Minnesota Vikings. Now they got 2 new faces at center and guard. And both of them themselves are stepping up. They're doing good. Their development is nice. And that's a big, huge credit to their offensive line coach.
Yeah, considering they're both very young guys. You got Tanner Bortolini, I think out of Wisconsin.
Last
and
year.
then Matt Gunkolvitz.
Who was a tackle in Pittsburgh, then switched to guard, and he's holding his own.
Yeah.
He's doing well.
They were draft picks last year, and now they're inserted as starters. And look what they're doing with Jonathan Taylor, you know, running right behind him. You mean to tell me that we're going to stop Jonathan Taylor, who's the hottest player in the league right now, who literally should be in the running for MVP?
Probably should be MVP. Let's be real here. I mean, nobody's been more consistent or as dominant.
No, if Jonathan Taylor keeps this up, bro, honestly, he probably should win MVP. And I know we haven't seen a running back win MVP since AP several years ago, almost a decade and a half ago. What year was that? 2012?
2012. Been 13
Who was
years.
the closest running back to win MVP? Was it Henry when he went for 2K? Did he even get an MVP vote that year?
I remember Jonathan Taylor got MVP votes. What year was that? Was that his second year when he had like 1,800 rushing yards?
Maybe.
I felt he should have won that year. I mean, he was a damn good running back that year, and he still is to this day.
Yeah. It's crazy because he had such a high volume of carries in college, and we're all concerned about that. That's not affecting him whatsoever, bro. He's looking as if he's in his second year again. I don't see how we slow down Jonathan Taylor.
Nah, but
I don't know how
listen.
this defense schemes up against that rushing attack.
They're all about stopping the run.
But, okay, listen.
We got to stop the run.
Let's stop the run. We got to stop the run. We got to minimize the run game, right? Well, we can't just forget about what Daniel Jones is doing all damn year and what Tyler Warren's been doing.
That's the problem, because that was evident versus the Bengals and the Packers. Because their top priority is to stop the run, and I get it. You want to stop the run. You want to stop these backs. That's fine and dandy and all. But never, especially in a passing league, never underestimate the quarterback and his ability to sling it to his targets.
Yes.
Considering the fact on how our secondary has been and just how poor it is, you can't underestimate it. And you can't run. You cannot run with the same mindset that you have the past 2 weeks, because look what has happened. There's no way you can do that versus a very hot Colts team. If you do that, I mean, you're asking to get your ass beat.
But that's exactly what I'm expecting from them. That's exactly what I expect them to do, is to go out with the same game plan, because that's exactly what they did versus the Packers from the week prior versus the Bengals when they had a mini bye. They had extra time to prepare for the Packers, and they still went out with the same garbage.
Yes.
So why am I expecting anything different? He already said that they're not making drastic changes to the scheme or to the schematics or anything. So
here we go again.
So what's going to happen? We gonna allow 30 points again?
Another 450 yards to an offense?
We are talking about the highest ranked offense in the league in terms of yards per game, points per game. I think there's 6 in passing yards per game, 6 in rushing yards per game. They got to have some of the highest touchdowns. I think they how many touchdowns do they have this year? Jonathan Taylor has 14 of them alone.
Mm-hmm.
You add the other 11 touchdowns from Daniel Jones. I mean, no wonder why they're one of the more high scoring offense in the league. They just know how to get in the end zone.
They're consistent, bro. They're led by an offensive genius in Shane Steichen. He knows how to utilize his guys. He knows how to get them in the best circumstances to succeed with his scheme and his philosophy. They go out there and do it.
Yep.
They go out there and execute because it works for them. It works for the team. And obviously defenses can't stop it.
No.
And we can't stop a nosebleed.
And the Steelers defense, in terms of yards per game allowed, they're ranked third. Like third worst.
30th. Which is the worst that this team has historically, as far as rank-wise, historically ever been. The last time a Steelers defense was ranked among the worst in the league, you have to go all the way back to 1988.
Well, let me ask you,
when they were the 28th ranked defense.
Well, let me ask you, when was the last time the Steelers defense led or was the worst passing defense in the league? Because that's what they are right now.
We're worse than the Cowboys.
In terms of passing defense.
We're worse than the Bengals. Like how do you have that happen after you revamp that secondary?
You bring in all these vets. You bring in all these star power players, right? Ramsey, Slay. It doesn't mean anything. It hasn't done anything. In fact, Ramsey hasn't looked that great in man coverage. He's allowing a perfect passer rating in man coverage.
Darius Slay, I mean, like, he's 34 years old.
Darius Slay's unreliable. He's old. And every game he's, ow, my knee, my calf, my foot.
leg.
He's always off on the sideline at least once or twice every game. Like, there's no reliability here.
I mean, like, what the hell did the Steelers honestly expect bringing in a 34-year-old cornerback that you plan to have him play almost 60% of the snaps every game?
Because he's a mentor for the young guys like JPJ. Yeah, because Patrick Peterson worked so well.
That was the idea.
Let's just worry about the star power, the star players, rather than anything else, right? Oh, you got the household names, yeah, because that can only take you so far when they're past their prime.
Matter of fact, that's another problem with the defense. A lot of the younger talent that Khan has selected and invested draft capital in, they're not getting as much playing time as they should. As a matter of fact, some of their snaps within the past 3 weeks have decreased.
Mm-hmm.
Most importantly, Nick fucking Herbig, excuse my language. Nick Herbig only played 24 snaps versus the Packers.
So you're telling me he got less snaps versus the Packers than he did versus the Bengals?
He had 29 versus the Bengals. He was down to 24 versus the Packers. Keep in mind, Nick Herbig, I believe, still leads the team in sacks with 4.5. And he was one of the more dynamic and consistent and dominant defenders you had. The guy literally made plays in every game when he was in.
Yeah.
How do you take him off the field? How do you not have your most dynamic, and again, I'm going to make this argument, the most dynamic pass rusher this season for your football team on the field?
Yeah, that's what Nick Herbig is doing for us right now. But I'll also add, what are his efforts going to mean if the ball is out of the quarterback's hands in a second or two? There's no way that they can get pressure on the quarterback if there's no good coverage up in the secondary. And that's what we've been seeing the last 2 weeks. That's what we've been seeing for a long time, actually, going back to last year and the year before that. They play so far off the receiver, they get the ball out of their hands. That's how you beat that defense. You tire them out. No one can tackle. That's how you beat that defense.
Even for Nick Herbig's explosive pass rush ability and how quick he can get to the quarterback, yeah, that's a valid argument.
But I do agree, he needs more playing time.
That's no excuse to have Herbig just sit on the bench. No. Get that stud on the field.
What I'm saying is that's where the scheming issue comes into play. Because you're not allowing these splash players to make the splash plays because you guys can't come up with a good game plan. You guys cannot adjust in game. Or if you do, you guys get flat out outcoached and outperformed and outplayed. It's like no matter what they do, no matter how they try to adjust, quote unquote, if they do any such thing, it doesn't work. Like they go out with their game plan and it turns out bad. They allow a touchdown. They try to adjust and that adjustment gets outplayed and outcoached and outperformed right then and there. Like no matter what they try to do, the defense overall just can't sustain anything. Which again comes back to coaching, comes back to schematics. And I don't see any of that changing.
Again, this might get ugly, Steelers Nation.
This might get ugly, folks. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Defensively.
I'm thinking we're gonna allow 30 points again, and that's where the offense is gonna have to be our saving grace.
Yeah, I mean the only way we can possibly, as of now, the way I look at it, the only way the team can win or have a chance of winning is the offense. the offense is going to have to go out there and do their job. They got to be the consistent end. They got to carry this team.
Well, they're going up against a Colts defense that has a good front seven. They have a good, front four pass rush. Their secondary, their linebackers, however, that's where they kind of that's their biggest error. Plus, their defensive coordinator is somebody the Steelers are very familiar with.
Yes,
he was the Bengals coordinator, and I think he got fired from that position. I forget his last name. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. All I know is his name's Lou. I can never pronounce his name.
I'll give it a try. Lou Anarumo. I'll go
with that.
The former Bengals defensive coordinator, he was there quite a bit. I don't remember if they just decided not to renew his contract or fire him. Like they wanted, a new change of scenery. They wanted to change something up. Defensively, not really working out for the Bengals right now, but the Colts picked him up, and he's doing a fine job in his first year as Colts defensive coordinator. But the Colts defense, they got some guys, they got some players that are doing their job, but there are some weak links on that defense.
First of all, their corners, most of their corners are hurt. Justin Wally, they took in third rounds on IR. Travarius Ward they picked up is on IR. A lot of their corners are hurt. Their only reliable corner they got is their slot guy, and Kenny Moore. They had to trade for Mekhi Blackman, and he's kind of stepping into that number one role as the backup because he just has to be. Their corners are their weak link. Their safeties are good. I like their safeties.
No, Nick Cross, I've always liked Nick Cross. I think he came out of Maryland. Yep. He was always a talented safety. Cameron Bynum was a hell of a free agent pickup from the Vikings. He's already got 2 interceptions on the season.
Yeah.
He's just a hell of a player, and, just that energy that the defense is feeding off of for sure.
Yeah, I like their safeties, but their corners are suspect and their linebackers aren't good in coverage either. And that's where I think they really got to exploit that secondary, that area. They're going to try to run the rock with Warren as they should because good things happen when you give Warren the ball. When they stopped giving Warren the ball, that's when the offense just didn't play with a sense of urgency last week. That's when they got completely outscored in the second half. No thanks to the defense, but when the defense didn't stop and the offense fell asleep and just they turned the ball over, Gainwell fumbled, they went 3 and out. There were several sacks allowed. It's just they got to play all 60 minutes in this one, bro, because you can't trust the defense. So it all falls on the offense to keep us in the ball game. You got to match the Colts firepower, which is going to be tough because the Colts have much more firepower than the Steelers do. But I think the Steelers offense is capable of doing it. A-Rod's having a good year. You can't put any blame on A-Rod whatsoever.
0.
Warren is an absolute playmaker. Give him the ball more, good things happen. Same thing with DK. We got Calvin back. We know what the tight ends are capable of when we get Darnell involved, when Joe New wants to get up used in the middle. Same thing with Freiermuth. The offense is really going to have to be our saving grace. They're going to have to be our only hope in this one. The offense has to get going. And I think it all starts with giving Warren the ball. In fact, I think if you want to help out the defense, if you want to minimize Jonathan Taylor's efforts or his playing time, you got to be methodical. You got to control the clock. You got to keep them off the field. The way to do that is using Warren. I'd give Warren up to 20 carries in this game. Like if it's so effective and you can control the clock and help out the defense a little bit, use Warren. And I think that's your key right there.
Or just use your running game regardless, whether that's Warren or Gainwell, because, the past number of weeks, I want to say dating back to the Vikings game before the bye week, that was when Gainwell had 99 yards.
Yeah.
And I think 2 touchdowns in that game. Like, Gainwell was effective. The rushing game was effective. Warren and Gainwell both had good runs versus the Browns. Warren went off for over 100 yards versus the Bengals.
Yep.
And the first half of the Packers, Warren was doing very well. Same with Gainwell. He had 5 carries for 31 yards. Like, the Steelers offense, they're showing, like, yeah, we can be methodical. We can run the football. And the big component of that is, honestly, the offensive line.
It is.
And that's a huge credit to the offensive line because despite that they gave up 3 sacks versus the Packers, the O-line, you see them starting to grow. You see them really starting to gel. You really see some good play from the offensive line. Like, it's been one of the biggest positives throughout the offense. And we all knew going into the season that the O-line needed to step up. They needed to be better.
And they've actually been one of the biggest bright spots of this team. Ever since the first 2 weeks, they've been a huge boost, a huge bright spot.
They've really stepped up.
And that's a huge benefit. That's a huge prop to a guy like Broderick Jones. Broderick Jones is actually looking really good. I feel like he's actually starting to put the pieces together.
He's starting to feel comfortable.
He's starting to figure these things out. You know, same thing with Fatanu on the right side. He's staying healthy. I'm not seeing a lot of errors from his side. Say Malu can't stay healthy. He's hurt again. I think he popped up on the injury report.
Yeah, he sustained a pec strain versus the Packers. He's listed as questionable as of this very moment, but he hasn't practiced the past 2 days due to the injury.
Right.
And I want you to keep in mind it's the same injury which he missed the first month of 2024.
Yes.
He was out for 4 weeks on IR. So
also, Zach Frazier was limited with a calf injury, very similar to last week.
okay,
I'm sure Frazier's going to play. He played versus the Packers. He looked good. It's just, you know, he's on the injury report again. He was limited today. I'm sure Frazier's going to play, but he's been a bright spot too. Same thing with McCormick.
Yeah.
The line has been a huge benefit. It has. So I think, yeah, definitely use the ground game.
and a lot of it is due to the 6 offensive line packages.
Yeah,
Now with Sayamalu hurt and possibly not looking to play this game, might even go on IR because of this injury. It's a very high possibility.
You think?
Maybe with this pec strain, it's a huge probability. At least in my opinion, because you got Ekuley out with a torn ACL, you got Elliott who's possibly looking to go on IR, and then you got Sayamalu. Those are 3 guys that the Steelers might be looking to put on IR. Considering you have Will Howard, who's designated to return. He's got his 21-day window. Same with Corey Trice. He just came back to practice. He's got his window open. Same with Malik Harrison. So that's 3 players that could get on this roster, come back off of IR.
Right.
And you got 3 players that could go on IR.
Yeah.
But with Sayamalu hurt, Spencer Anderson's obviously going to have to step in at that left guard position. Does that affect the Steelers' offensive line packages now? Because
No.
we've seen how Anderson and Darnell Washington have been side by side, which has also been a benefactor in the run game. Does that affect it?
No, because you got a swing guy in Calvin Anderson that can do that.
They could incorporate Calvin Anderson or Ryan McCollum in that too.
Absolutely.
They could do that. Or what's his name? Andres Pete, the former Saint tackle.
If he's not a healthy scratch, yeah, because he's got that guard tackle versatility, very similar to a Spencer Anderson. They got guys to fill in for that jumbo package, which, yeah, they should definitely utilize in this one.
Yeah, because Sayamalu may miss action, Anderson's going to have to play in there. You shouldn't neglect still doing the
don't steer away from the 12 jumbo. No, you use Darnell, you use that extra 6 linemen, and you get the run game going with Warren, with Gainwell. Caleb Johnson hasn't seen a carry in 2 weeks.
Since that Browns game, no.
No, he hasn't seen a carry in 2 weeks. I think the last time he got a carry was the first half of that Browns game. So, yeah, I would utilize Caleb Johnson as well. If the run game is working, get him involved and get him the carries because he's going to need it.
You keep that run game going.
You drafted him for a reason. I think the key here is definitely using the ground game to not only tire out that Colts defense, that'll open up the passing game, and that's going to keep Jonathan Taylor and the Colts offense off the field if they can control the clock. If they can be methodical and constantly sustain some solid drives and get points on the board at a serious rate, they might have a chance. They might be able to save themselves from the defensive errors. But it is really up to the offense in this one. It really is. Can they stay on the field?
It's going to have to be.
Can the play calling be there? Can they keep running with what's working? That's one thing I've noticed about the Steelers is when something's working, they think to themselves, this is working too much. This is too successful. We got to back off. They get too comfortable. Stop running away from what's working. If it's not broke, don't fix it. If it's not broke, don't change it.
They do excuse me. They do enough for them to sustain a lead. It's like, okay, we got this lead. Now defense, do your job. And just step like, no, keep your foot on the gas.
No, considering, they're going up against DeForest Buckner and Latu, I think from UCLA. They got Kwity Paye still, Grover Stewart. So they still got some dogs over there in the defensive line. But the way our O-line's been performing, especially in the run game, I'm going to favor them in this one. Especially if they can double team a guy like Buckner and get those guys to the second level. I think it's capable. This might be one of those situations where it could be one of those back and forth deals with the offenses because the defense can't stop nothing. The Steelers defense can't stop nothing. We know what the Colts offense is very capable of, and I'm sure we're going to see something very similar again, unless something crawls up the defenses, and they play lights out, which that's asking too much, and I'm never going to give them the benefit of the doubt until they show me otherwise. But the Colts defense isn't that great either.
Yeah.
Outside of the front 4 they got, everything behind them is a little rough. They're very suspect.
And that's where the Steelers are going to have to take advantage. That's where A-Rod's going to have to take advantage. That's where his targets are going to need to step up. DK, he's got 5 touchdowns. He had 5 touchdowns all of last year. He already has 5 touchdowns this year. Good for DK.
Yeah.
I do feel that we could still get him more involved. You know what I'm saying?
Give him more targets.
Give him more targets. Give him more opportunities. Let him see more targets his direction. Because the most catches he's had in the season in the game has been 5. He's done it twice. I feel like as a number 1 wide receiver, especially with the money that we're paying him, I feel like that we should find a way to utilize DK's size and speed more. His yak ability more, find a way to get him more involved, let him see targets. And if that were to happen, if that were the case, if that were to be a philosophy, an idea for the Steelers offense to do, for them to try to target DK, that's going to cause the defense to be like, listen, we got to stop this guy. We got to make sure that this guy can't get the football. We got to limit his ability.
They got to move DK around.
That's what they need to do.
If they want to run some 12 or 13 personnel where DK is the primary receiver on the field, my suggestion is you put Jonnu and Pat Fryermuth as the outside receivers because they got that versatility, and then you put DK in the slot, and then that's a mismatch waiting to happen against the linebackers, against the slot corner, against the safety down deep. I think that's an absolute mismatch.
And that's what I was getting at, was because DK's getting this many targets, defense is going to be focused on him. They're going to forget about the other targets, like the other tight ends that we could utilize and move around.
Yeah, they just
along the offense, or a guy like Calvin Austin who's back. They're going to forget a speedster like him, or Roman Wilson, who led the Steelers in receiving yards last week versus the Packers. They could forget about him because they're going to be solely focused on DK. You got all these other targets that can be utilized, that can be effective, that could help A-Rod in slinging the football and spreading that ball around.
Yeah, even if he's not seeing the ball, the more you target him, is the more focus the defense is going to have on a guy like DK, which I think overall opens just much more for the offense. It's just a matter of the other players stepping up and executing and making those splash plays. That way DK isn't having to do everything. So, yeah, I think that's definitely one way the offense can open things up. Will they?
Well, Arthur Smith, he's never really schemed up a great passing attack. So that's probably asking a whole lot coming from Arthur Smith.
Maybe A-Rod has a little influence in this one. I'd sure hope so. Ravens are back now to take the North title. If we lose again this weekend, we need to start looking at our youngsters to see what we have and what they can do, says Mike in Texas. Overall, I think the Steelers should definitely play the young guys. Play the youngsters.
I don't know why we're not. You drafted
Roman, Herbig, Y.A. Black, Brandon Eccles. Who else? Why is Beanie not being elevated from the practice squad? Play these guys.
Hell, Payne Wilson seeing reduced playing time too.
Yeah. Play these guys, dude.
Like all these investments, all this draft capital you invest in these youngsters, and they're seeing reduced snap count week by week. It doesn't make sense. I don't get, these guys are supposed to be key players to your future, especially defensively.
Yep.
And they're not seeing the action. How does that make any sense?
And Olive Pitt says, also, can we use Jonnu? Obviously, we are using Darnell as a blocker, which works, and Muth the god. Use Jonnu. Yeah, I agree. Why'd you trade for the guy if you're not going to use him? Especially since he was such a playmaker for the Dolphins last year. Wasn't he a Pro Bowler? Wasn't he a career high in passing yards last year?
I believe he was, yeah.
Use the guy, especially up the middle, up the seam, the skinny posts up the middle or anywhere along the field, the cross routes, on the slants. Use this guy everywhere.
The guy's a yak monster. The guy's a field stretcher. The guy's showcase he can do it.
And this is with Arthur Smith doing the play calls for the offense. Arthur Smith, the guy that knows Jonnu better than anybody.
Or supposedly.
That's why they got him.
And all we're using Jonnu for is screens.
Electric Village says, I still think we run the jumbo package on Sunday now with who not sure. I would put McCollum at left guard and then Spencer Anderson as the extra. You could do that too. I think McCollum is very serviceable in interior. He filled in for Frazier 3 times last year.
And he did well. He did good.
So, yeah, if you want to put him at guard, he's very versatile to do that as well. I think Spencer Anderson is playing too good at that extra guy that you kind of want to take that 6-man away from that spot. I think Spencer Anderson can hold down left guard decently, but he's doing well beside Darnell, so I don't know if you want to step away from that or put someone else in that position. Just stick with what's working, right? Let's see. True guys, but the defense has to make stops, says Byron Nelson. You're right, absolutely. Defense definitely's got to hold up their end of the stick
There's
too.
no doubt about that.
I don't have faith in the defense, man.
No.
I don't. You're absolutely right. I just don't know how they make stops in this game.
And let's say the defense gives up what we're all expecting, right? The offense can't play deflated. They can't play defeated. They can't.
Well,
There's no way.
My question is, can the offense come back from deficits? Is this offense schemed up to come back from deficits? In years past, it has not been, and that's mostly been to the scheme and obviously the quarterback play. I feel like A-Rod, there might be a shot, but they can't put themselves in that position, because once they put themselves in that position, it's going to be really hard for them to come back, because at that point, the defense, I don't see them making a stop regardless of how many points that the opposing offense has.
So that's where the offense is going to have to come into play. Striking early.
They got to strike early, and they got to strike first. They got to score very, very quick. Don't the Steelers still have the least amount of points in the first quarter? Or what was the stat from Thursday night that followed into last Sunday? Don't they have the most consecutive games where they have 7 points or fewer in the first quarter? We're like 57 now.
Is it 57 now or is it 58?
50. Either one.
That's a large number.
It's in the high 50s.
The large number.
They scored 7 or less points in the first quarter for 50 some odd straight games. I don't see that changing neither. But I think the offense got to come out hot in this one. Whether they get the ball first, or whether they got to answer back, whatever. They got to match the Colts' firepower.
Especially at Heinz Field, bro. I mean, it's home field advantage. But, we had home field advantage versus the Packers, and it didn't make a look of a
home field advantage. No, that don't matter, bro. We had go Pack go chants in their own house. I have never heard an opposing team's chant so loudly in Heinz Field. Never.
Matter of fact, bro, I got another stat for you. Since 2022, since Ben retired, since 2022, the Steelers have gone 15-13 at Heinz Field.
So much home field advantage.
Yeah, right. It's not really much of advantage for the Steelers playing at home.
We should get the money we're paying the defense to Boswell. He's the only one that shows up, says Bart. I agree. 100%. Give Boz that extension ASAP. Billy Mahar with a $4.99. Finally getting to it. Sorry, by the way. He says, tell me I am wrong, but TJ, I need you to be better. I understand the scheme sucks, but he said himself, no excuses. You got to find ways to make plays. Yes, absolutely.
Matter of fact, I'm glad that you brought that up, Billy, because Watt actually played 93% of the defensive snaps.
Yeah.
Versus the Packers. Now, I don't know why. I don't know why Watt's playing that high of a snap count or snap percentage. I just don't think that makes sense for a 30-plus-year-old edge defender. I know you paid him all this money and you want to get your best players out there. I get that, but I don't think it's wise to have him play basically the majority of the snaps, especially when you have an edge guy like Herbig or even Jack Sawyer at that you can slot in there on rotation.
Well, considering he's 31 years old now, getting up there in age, and he's going to be on the wrong side of 30 pretty soon if he's not already. No, I wouldn't have him play the majority of the snaps. That's why you drafted Jack Sawyer in the 4th round. That's why you drafted Nick Herbig so many years ago.
Right? Like I don't get it.
Like the rotation, the split they had versus, what was it, the Browns, where they had Herbig, Highsmith, and Watt back finally. That split was perfect. They all had almost, 40-something snaps between all three of them? Or individually, all three of them had 40-some-odd snaps?
Or Herbig had 50 flat.
Yeah, what happened to that?
Why did you step away from that? And I'm not trying to excuse Watt not making a play because he's playing high defensive percentage snaps. No, like Watt himself still got to make plays. But at the same time, he's playing all these snaps. I mean, I'm sure, out of breath, constantly on that football field. And he's stationary. Again.
Yeah.
How often have we seen Watt and Highsmith moved around and
not since Highsmith's been back.
Placed differently.
Not since Highsmith's been back. I think it all goes back to scheming. But yeah, Watt has been kind of invisible.
He's been quiet.
Been very quiet.
Especially after Myles Garrett just had 5 sacks versus the Patriots.
Also, why not put Trice out? Corey and Bishop, we truly playing chess with the defense. What's the hurt? Because Trice is hurt. Corey Trice re-aggravated his knee. I'm not joking.
Wait, really?
You didn't know that?
In practice?
Yeah. Yeah.
First
of all, they opened up his 30-day window. He was limited. Well, I guess they updated it to a hamstring injury.
Trice.
Yeah, I'm not joking. He got hurt again. Trice got hurt again. I'm not joking.
This might be it for him. This might be it for him, dude.
Corey Trice got hurt again. I'm not
He
joking.
didn't even play a game. He didn't even play a game.
He got hurt in practice. This guy is unreliable, bro. I am so convinced this guy would be put on IR with a damn paper cut.
That number 27 is cursed, bro. Because of Senquez Golson, he wore that number. And now that number's cursed. Corey Trice, man, like we all know like the tangibles and the talent, but
I'm going to be blunt
the
with you.
availability, bro, it's not there. It doesn't check the box.
I'm going to be real with you. The guy's got to go. He can't stay healthy. He can't stay healthy. I want to see him stay healthy. I want him to get on the field, but bro, he can't get out of bed in the morning at this point.
He can't.
My man wakes up with a sore neck every night. That is how fragile he is.
He stubs his toe on cotton.
Jesus Christ.
Cotton balls.
He just can't stay healthy.
It just sucks.
The
bro.
best ability is availability, right? And I'll never forget what I think it was Terrell Austin or Omar Khan at the combine.
Omar Khan.
I have the quote here somewhere. I wrote it down. Yeah, Omar Khan comments at the NFL Combine regarding Corey Trice. He says, Trice is a player that has an outstanding frame for his position with upside and potential, but his biggest issue is injuries. Khan said that the team likes Corey, but the reality is his durability is an issue, and until it's not an issue, the cornerback position is something to keep an eye on. My guy can't stay healthy.
No. Now, we don't know the severity of how bad he re-aggravated it.
That's why he fell so far, because he got hurt in college. What, 2-3 times?
Yeah.
And now he's been hurt every year since. He was out all his rookie year. He got that pick versus the Broncos and then got out. It was out all last year up until I think the Bengals game where he had to play one-on-one on Chase all game, which not his fault. That's a scheming issue. And then he got hurt in training camp, preseason?
I think it was preseason.
Whatever it was. He got hurt. He was placed on IR. He finally gets his 30-day window open. Then he gets hurt again.
So maybe he doesn't.
He returned to practice yesterday.
Maybe he doesn't make the roster then. Maybe he doesn't come off IR.
He returned to practice just yesterday, dude. They opened it just yesterday. And he's already hurt.
One day in, it's like, nope.
Literally, Senquez Golson, if he was drafted 5 rounds later and actually played. That's the one thing I'll give Trice is he actually played. Golson put his fucking pads on and hurt his ankles. He didn't last 2 seasons with the team. I remember being hype about that pick.
Yeah,
He was a ball hawk coming out of Ole Miss. I'm like, ooh, that's exactly what we need at the nickel spot.
Just an absolute
Never played.
Just a blunder. Just a huge missed opportunity.
Electric Visual says, motherfucker made a hopes and dreams. Oh, man. Yeah, my hopes and dreams for the Steelers, which is absolutely fragile, just like his. Oh, man. We need a new leader. It's Cam, but that motherfucker's soft. Yeah, I just... And the way he acted during that whole contract situation before the season, that's not a leader. That's not a leader, man.
No, that was a frustrating situation.
I legit thought the Steelers were playing at Lambeau Field Sunday night. I heard more cheers when Green Bay made a play. Yeah, they were chanting, go, Pat, go, with 5 minutes left in the game.
Yeah, Bruce Arians, he was on the Pat McAfee show.
Coach Arians.
Yeah, and he said, bro, like, I've never, and he still calls it Heinz Field. Props to Bruce Arians. He said, I never saw the Steelers have to do a silent count in their own stadium.
No.
That's a damn shame, bro. The fact that it's gone to that point, like, come on.
The game will be close at halftime, but the second half will be a problem, says Byron Nelson. So the same thing as last week then. Okay.
And listen, even if the Steelers are looking good in the first half, they have a hold, they have a lead, they're looking solid. That's nothing to get confident about. It's not. Like you said in the post game of the Packers, you said that's more reason to be scared, to be worried.
Yeah. I don't trust this team when they're up by a certain amount.
I don't trust this team regardless. Why should I? Why should we?
Yami Rastafari says they need to move water around like the Packers did with Parsons. Yeah, just like the Browns do with Garrett. He got 5 sacks in a loss versus the Patriots.
I don't get it, man. I don't.
Coaching sucks. Coaching absolutely sucks.
It's awful.
Coaching just sucks, man. Put Trice on the practice squad and elevate Beanie. Trice isn't healthy enough to be on the practice squad.
No. At this point, he's staying on IR.
Trice should have been cut in preseason, says Byron Nelson. I mean, yeah, like he's not. I mean, he's not wasting a roster spot being on IR. But bro, it's just, at some point you got to cut the cord.
I think they do after this year.
Even then, he might be placed on IR.
Especially if this re-aggravation of the injury is severe, I think they actually do it.
I don't know, man.
I think they do it regardless, but
Wasn't he hurt with a hamstring? I think it was a hamstring injury. That's why he was on IR. And then according to the Steelers injury report, it was limited participation. It's frustrating, man. It really is.
nah.
At least they opened a 30-day window for Will Howard. Does that mean he's going to play? Probably not.
No, he'll probably just
But-
be the
But the
emergency.
But the benefit with him having the 30-day window open is he's practicing. Like he couldn't practice up until then. Now he's starting to practice. These are the valuable reps.
Mm-hmm.
Sucks he couldn't play all preseason, but these are the valuable reps he's now going to get.
Yeah.
Even if he gets activated from IR and is just a third quarterback for the rest of the season, it's the practices within the weeks that he's gonna get to do now, and that's very important for him. Mike in Texas says Trice is done. Dude has been unavailable more than twice. He's been available. You're not wrong.
If you're not down with that, we've got 2 words for you.
2 words. You want 2 words? Trice hurt. Those are your 2 words. I couldn't think of any others. Billy Mahart with a 199 says, are they really going to add MVS and no other wide receiver? That was the report that they're expected to sign him. I also read an article saying that there's something on hold about it. I'll search it up to see if there's anything extra.
Is it because wasn't he placed on
IR with a calf injury?
Yeah, with the 49ers.
And then he was released from IR with an injury settlement.
That's right. Yeah. So is that the holdup? But why are you signing a guy that's hurt?
Well, Aaron Rodgers explains why Steelers didn't sign Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Okay.
This is from Sports Illustrated. Let's see if I can find the quote here. Aaron Rodgers reveals why MVS didn't sign. I love MVS. I've always enjoyed playing with him. Rodgers told media at UPMC Rooney Sports Complex. He's one of my favorite teammates of all time. Really? He is he's a really special guy, and I think MVS can still really play. Really?
No.
You saw last year when he was in New Orleans. He had opportunities. He had a lot of big touchdowns. He could still run. He then revealed Marquez Valdez-Scantling was looking for a bigger opportunity at the time being. I think MVS wants to be on an active roster, so if there wasn't an opportunity here for that, then I guess he's waiting for something else, Rodgers said. But I don't fault him. I love MVS. Whether he is here or somewhere else, I'm always calling for him.
So just like Robert Woods, he wants an actual roster spot, not a practice
He's
squad
not
spot.
getting it.
No.
He's not getting it.
No. No, you're not.
What? No. No, bro. You're not seeing time over Scotty Miller. It's just not going to happen.
No. I mean, like, what's the point? Because he played with A-Rod. So what? So are we really that desperate?
If that's the case, you might as well throw a goddamn 7th for Alan Lazard, and no one wants that. The 7th you got from the Patriots for the Kyle Duggar trade, you might as well trade that for Lazard. But nobody wants to see that happen.
No, absolutely not.
That's a worse Mike Williams from last year.
You just keep giving Roman Wilson the opportunities at that point. Like, don't take opportunities away from the guy.
They're the same. They're all the same receiver, dude. Like, they just what are they gonna do? What are they gonna do at that point? If you're not gonna trade for receiver, give the spot to Roman. He had a good game last week. Most of his opportunities were in garbage time, but that 45-yard catch to start the game,
Oh, that was big.
that's what we need more of.
That was
Those are
big.
the opportunities he needs to get. That's what A-Rod can entrust in a guy like in Roman Wilson. A little Randall Cobb-esque. I'm not talking 2014 Randall Cobb, but just a little bit of that speed and then that slot ability with some outside versatility, those strong hands. That's what Roman can bring to the table for A-Rod. Just give him the reps, give him the opportunity. With Calvin back, that's going to be significantly less, but that doesn't mean that he shouldn't be rotating with him.
Yeah. I mean, looking at the position, I mean, if you want a guy that's a route runner and a separator, I mean, that was the biggest thing about Roman Wilson coming out of Michigan. And the Steelers coaches, they still preach about, like we've seen how hard Roman Wilson has worked for this and worked for this opportunity. And,
Yeah.
I think Arthur Smith said himself, he's not surprised seeing what Roman Wilson did. You keep giving the man opportunities. Keep giving him plays. Draw up scenarios where, he's going to be the intended target.
Yeah.
See if he can make the most of his opportunities.
I think they'll trade for Jacoby Myers as Byron Nelson. That'd be great.
I love Myers.
I'd trade a fourth for him.
I would love Jacoby Myers.
If the Steelers can get a third for Pickens, Myers is worth at least a fourth. Or, I'm sorry, not at least, at most a fourth. Ain't no way the Raiders are getting a day 2 pick out of him. No way.
No, that's what they want, but usually when a team says they want something out of this player, they're basically not going to get that. 9 times out of 10.
I can see the Bills trading a day 2 pick for Myers because they're that desperate for a receiver.
Well, Keon Coleman, he hasn't really done much since week 1 for the Bills.
No.
He hasn't really had that second-year jump.
No. I mean, Dawson Knox has had that jump. Not Dawson Knox. Dalton Kincaid's. So, I mean, he's
No, the Bills, I can see giving up that kind of capital because, I mean, as long as Josh Allen's there, they're all in.
Yeah, they're going to need
They're
it.
in win mode.
I would love Jacoby Myers, absolutely. I would love Jacoby Myers. I also love Jalen Waddle. I just don't think it's going to happen.
No.
Chris Olave, they're still trying to have talks with a contract extension. Rashid Shaheed. Didn't he get hurt last week?
I don't know if he got hurt. I know he had a good game, though. Statistically, the Saints didn't win. Saints are now going with Tyler Shough as quarterback for the rest of the year.
That's not good.
That's a mistake. He did not look good when he stepped in. I think that was a mistake. I think they should have just kept going with route. I think Shough should have sat for the rest of the year.
Yeah, Shaheed was a limited participant with a hip injury.
That's something to keep an eye out, considering he's still obviously within trade talks.
Well, they're going to have to trade somebody. They can't keep both. They can't. Jamie Carlos says Miller got a finger injury. Yeah, that made him inactive last week, which gave Roman more playing time. I'm sure. I don't know if Scotty's going to be playing in this one. I mean, the fact that we got Calvin back, I don't know if Scotty's going to see much playing time anyway. In fact, if you guys want the full injury report, I got you. We're going to start from the top bottom. DK, who had a rest day, not injury related. He had a resting vet day, did not participate. Scotty Miller with a finger injury did not participate. Ben Skoranek with a neck injury was full. Will Howard with a right hand, his 30-day window is open. He was full. Darius Slay with a not injury-related personal did not participate. Deshaun Elliott with a knee did not participate. He's going to be placed on IR. Corey Trice with a hamstring popped up as a limited participant. Kyle Duggar with a knee injury is full.
And Duggar's actually wearing 29.
He is. He was actually inactive last week versus the Browns because of the knee injury, but he's a full participant. He'll probably play and I would hope start at strong safety come Sunday.
Yeah, me too.
Jabril Peppers popped up with a quad injury. He was limited. Malik Harrison with a knee injury was full. His 30-day window is open as well.
I would anticipate him to come back probably this week because it's only a matter of time till Elliott and Equale's placed on IR. And honestly, the Steelers could use him for special teams purposes because Killebrew's out.
He'll be a huge special teams asset. Zach Frazier with a calf was limited. Cole Holcomb with an illness did not participate. Isaac Sayamalu with a pectoral did not participate. This is a lot. Jonnu Smith with a not injury-related rest vet day was full. Pat Freiermuth with a quad injury was full. Daniel Equale with a knee did not participate. He's out for the rest of the year because of a torn ACL. He'll be put on IR. And, of course, Cam Hayward with his
usual
weekly rest day did not participate.
A
lot of rest days. Can we stop with these rest days? Can we please stop with these rest days?
Considering the state of this team right now, I don't think rest days are really necessary.
What's up with Duggar's hair? That shit gonna fit in the helmet. Yeah, it is.
It'll fit.
Shout out to Tizra Adonis. We're gonna need those dreadlock powers. If you know what I mean.
We're gonna need a lot of powers.
This team will have another year without a playoff win, and I haven't watched full games for a reason. Unchained, bro. Listen, I don't blame you. Twins, did you see Harrison's reaction to the Packers game? We need a coach like Harrison. Yeah. I love Debo's reaction.
Yes. Yeah.
He was very passionate. First of all, he was there. He was there.
Yeah. He was there at the game.
He was there.
And he'll be at the Colts game because the Steelers are honoring the Super Bowl 40 team for the 20th anniversary.
Oh, God.
They will be honoring that team. So Ben will be there. Harrison will be there.
That's great. Listen, I love that. I think that's awesome. But I remember, I think it was Joey Porter, bro. Joey Porter Sr., Peasy. He said it like, remember that long stretch the Steelers had where they didn't win a Super Bowl for the longest time? Their last Super Bowl victory before 40 was 13.
Mm-hmm.
And they kept bringing in all these legends and all these, former Steelers players and honoring them and stuff. And Joey Porter would say, like, that's great, but I want to be honored. Let's honor what we got now. Let's bring a Lombardi back to the city. And that's what PZ did. That's what PZ did.
Yeah, he was a part of it.
Like he was appreciative of all the players that came that before him, but he's thinking to himself, all right, let's be honest. Like, we keep glorifying the past when we need to win a championship now.
Yeah.
And that's what he helped bring back to the city of Pittsburgh. We need that kind of energy, that kind of mindset back in the locker room. I don't know if anybody has that. And that includes Walter Hayward. I don't think they have that.
I can only hope that they do. But yeah, we need that mindset back in the locker room.
I get it's great.
Not just from the players, but absolutely from the coaches.
I get it's great to see Peasy and Harrison and Brian McFadden might be there because he played a huge part in helping us get there.
Hell, Randall L might be there.
Randall L might be there because he threw a touchdown. You already know Fast Willie's going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Casey Hampton, Aaron Smith. Who else? Is Paul Amaro going to be there? We all know Ben's going to be there.
Yep.
Which is going to be great. But for the love of God, man, like I get, it's 20 years. It's been 20 years since we won Super Bowl 40. But yeah, let's get back to the mindset of what Peasy brought to that locker room was, yeah, these guys came before us. We're appreciative, but now it's time for us to, create our own legacy. And that's what they did. This team's not capable of that. The coaching staff's not capable of it. I just wish we would have that kind of mindset again. That was the Steeler culture, which is dead. Let's be honest. The Steelers culture is dead.
It surely doesn't help that ownership. I'm talking about Art the Clown. Happy Halloween, by the way. Art the Clown I just get the sense that he's just there for show. He just does not care. I mean, I've felt that way for years now, but like really, it's come to a point. He just does not care.
No.
He doesn't.
2 questions. What quarterback do you guys like in first round, and how many losses in order to lose Tomlin as a coach will it take? Okay. To answer your second question, Tomlin could lose out the rest of the season. He could go 0-17, and I still think his job would be safe. I'm just being honest.
I don't disagree.
Tomlin, if he wanted to, he could be the quarterback, or not quarterback. He could be the head coach for as long as he wanted to because he has the most safe job in the league. The ownership doesn't give a damn. And Tomlin, as long as he is focused on football, he could stay as long as he wants. He has no fear. He has Cero Miedo that his job is going to be cut short.
And again, ownership.
Yeah.
They don't care.
And what quarterback do we like in the first round? Lenore Sellers is a big one. I don't know if he declares, but I like Ty Simpson. I don't know if he declares. I like Dante Moore.
Mm-hmm.
Fernando Mendoza's looking really good, too. He might be one of the best ones in the class, actually. I don't know where John Mateer is going to be selected. Will he declare as well? I don't know. A lot of these quarterbacks are question marks in terms of declaring.
Yeah, like there's still some college football left to play. It's still kind of hard to tell exactly who's all going to declare, compared to when college football first started.
Yeah.
And it was all projected of like, okay, this guy and that guy, and they're looking like this, or they could have a season like this, and it's just like completely different. So it's kind of hard to tell, but there are some options.
Byron Nelson says, what about trading for Quinnen Williams from the Jets? The cost would be high, but it's worth it to me. Yeah, absolutely. I would love Quinnen Williams. Yeah, it would be a high selection or high capital we have to trade, but I think Williams is such a dominant guy in that middle of the defense. He's that gap filler.
Yeah.
What would that mean for a guy like Benton? I don't know. You might have to trade a guy like Benton to get Williams, which is an upgrade. Yeah, he's older. He's going to cost a lot more, but he's a much better football player. Would the Jets really trade him, though?
I don't think Aaron Glenn would trade a player like that. That's more of a staple for his defense.
Aaron Glenn might not have a choice. How much longer is he going to be in the job?
I don't know. It depends.
They are coming off their first win.
It depends on how the Jets do the rest of the way, but, who knows what Aaron Glenn's vision is and who he really wants to be around to try to build his vision of the Jets, if he even has one.
Yeah. What about Ryan Clark? Will he be there? I don't know. Ryan Clark is a sportscaster now, or a broadcaster, or sports analyst with ESPN. I don't think he'll be there.
Was Ryan Clark? I don't think
No.
Ryan Clark was a part
No,
of that roster.
that
That was
was
Chris
Chris
Hope.
Hope. Chris
That was
Hope.
Chris Hope. It was Chris Hope and Polamalu as the starting safeties.
Yeah. Ryan Clark did not join the Steelers till after Super Bowl 40, so he wouldn't be there.
Yeah.
Now, you know they're going to honor the Super Bowl 43 defense. They're going to have everybody there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're going to have everybody there, bro. In 2028, they're going to honor everybody. I guarantee you it's going to be like Steelers-Ravens primetime, and they're going to honor that Super Bowl 43 team at halftime. Guarantee you.
Yes.
That's good. That's going to be in a couple short years. And if we're lucky, that'll be the first year without Tomlin. If we're lucky.
I'm crossing my fingers on that.
Just going to put it out there. Because, I'm counting down the seconds. You wouldn't believe it. If I hear Tomlin talk about schematics again, I'm going to lose it. Dude repeats the same shit, nothing changes. Yeah, it's just like his on-field game planning.
Same old, SOS.
This is creating a legacy, just not the type we all are used to. Real talk is exactly what his name is. Real talk. Yes. Why are talking drafting a quarterback? We have a rookie learning from one of the best mentors to watch. I mean, look at Jordan Love. To be fair, he has 1 year to learn from A-Rod, but I think he will be fine. I like Will Howard. I would love the Steelers to give him the chance. And frankly, depending on how many of these quarterbacks actually declare or how the rest of the quarterback class looks, I'd argue a guy like Will Howard's probably better off than some of these prospects. So they might either give the reins to Will Howard for a year, or they might bring back A-Rod and then still sit Will Howard.
If you're not down with that,
I don't know how it's going to go next year.
we've got 2 words for
Trump
you.
cards with a 99. Doesn't say anything. Appreciate you.
Thank you, bro.
I'm trying to get caught up on these on this chat here. Where we at? Where did I leave off?
The Will Howard, right here. Trump cards with 2 questions. How many losses will it take to get rid of Tomlin? And
I already read that.
Right.
Art Rooney II is 73 years old and senile. He'll do absolutely nothing. Poor guy doesn't even know he's alive. Probably not.
If you're not down
I
with
always
that,
make the joke.
we've got 2 words
Trump
for
cards
you.
with a 199. Appreciate you. Back-to-back super chats from Trump cards, man.
Thank you, man.
I always make the joke that Art Rooney II, or as we like to call him, Art the Clown, I always make the joke that he just, because he's so old now, he forgets the previous game, and he doesn't even realize he's watching a replay.
Maybe that is the case. Who knows?
Like maybe his head, his brain is functioning in a way where he forgets things. Like he forgets what he watches, but he understands who he represents and what he does now at his age. He just forgets what he watches. I don't know. That's the ongoing joke I typically make. This defense needs to at least make a couple stops to help this offense. You're right. Pens fan, you're absolutely right. Can they, though? That's the question. We all know it's a must. We know it's an absolute necessity. The question is, can or will it happen?
Why should I expect it?
Compared to last year, defense is the biggest issue. Not running is second. Yeah, I would agree. Handle, I would agree.
Yeah.
More money on defense and no coaches that know what they're doing. That's the Steeler way. Let's just throw so much money at the defense because that's how we've won
If you're
championships
not
before.
down with that,
And let's not make any coaching changes.
we've got 2 words for
Let's not make any
you.
schematic changes. Trump cards with triple super chats. Thank you.
Thank you. Shout out to Trump cards, bro.
Steelers losing to me is more funnier than angrying. Well, I'll be real with you. I don't like watching the Steelers lose. Some of the fashion they lose is pretty depressingly hilarious. But
Sometimes hysterical. I hate that I laugh in some of the moments,
yeah.
but like it just goes to show how bad the defense is.
The last thing I want is for us to choke the division to our most hated rival, the Ravens. I despise them so much. Hope and pray, boys. Says Elephant. I am. I'm on my knees praying. I am. Not literally, but every night I am.
Yeah.
But that's my prediction, is that we're going to completely collapse and we're going to give the Ravens the division because they have a cake schedule. Our schedule doesn't get any easier, and there's just frankly, I don't know if they can turn it around. I don't know if Tomlin and them can turn this around. They've done it before. We've seen it. It hasn't led to anything. It's led to, obviously, the same result in the playoffs. But I don't know if they can turn this around.
I don't know, man.
It's what, week 9 now?
It could honestly be at a point to where, like,
We're in week
you may
9?
think that, yeah, week 9. It's come at a point, at least for me, like, you may think that, like, Tomlin's done it before, it could happen again. It's very possible, but it might be to a point with how, like, exposed his scheme is. Like, maybe he doesn't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe he doesn't because of just how bad and stale his scheme is today and just how worse the schedule gets.
Right.
I mean, look at the later stretch in December. I don't know how they do it.
I don't know either.
I don't know how they do it. It doesn't get any easier. And they know that.
If you're not
They're aware
down
of
with
this.
that, we've got 2 words for you.
Caesar Leo with a 99 super chat. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Caesar.
By the way, shout out to all you guys in the chat. How many of you guys are in here?
We got 167 watching right now at 11:46 p.m.
You guys are crazy. It's
If
almost
you're
Halloween.
not
You got
down with
170
that,
ins in here. Thank y'all
We've
so much,
got
man.
2 words
Another one
for you.
from Trump Cards.
Thank you, Trump Cards.
The support is greatly appreciated. The Steelers might
If
be
you're
down right
not
now, but
down with that,
wow.
Oh, my goodness.
We've got 2 words for
Hold on a
you.
second. Ryan Conley with a 2 says it's time to start going back to Penguins games again.
Aren't they doing good right now?
Yeah, Crosby's still looking like one of the best in the league, man. It's
I mean,
crazy
that's
at his
That's no
age.
surprise.
It's crazy at his age, man.
I mean, good for them. Good for them.
I don't think Tom gets an extension. Make Arthur Smith the head coach. Arthur Smith isn't a good head coach.
No.
He's not a good head coach.
I mean, no.
He's not. He's barely a competent offensive coordinator. At this point, Tomlin should just say, I'm just here so I don't get fined. At this rate, right? If Steelers loses against Colts, season over. That will put him at 4-4. When they were 4-1.
Yeah.
What was
Again-
it, after the Browns win.
Again, they could lose 3 straight, which would make it 8 straight seasons where that had transpired for the Steelers. Yeah. It's not good. It's not looking good.
Maybe the Ravens lose to the Patriots in December. I think they do. Drake May's slinging it right now. Drake May is absolutely slinging it.
He's
The
looking
Patriots
good.
are looking good. Mike Vrabel, bro. The Titans are stupid. The Titans are stupid for letting this guy go. I remember thinking, bro, can we bring Mike Vrabel in? Yeah, he's a defensive-minded head coach, but he's a good one. He's a good one.
I'm going to just look at Drake. And I know May was a rookie, but I thought he had a very solid rookie season. That was with Gerard Mayo as head coach.
Yeah.
And then you get a better coach, more experienced coach in Vrabel.
They didn't do Mayo favors either.
No. I mean, they did him. Didn't Mayo win his last game and then still got fired?
Yes.
Immediately after?
They
They did Mayo dirty.
did.
But I think it was obvious that Mayo just wasn't the guy for them. They experimented. It didn't work. They were aware of that. They did him dirty. But they were just like, you know what, let's cut the cord here. Thank you, Mayo, but we're going to move on. And they went for Vrabel. And now look at them.
Is he even gonna see any coaching gigs anymore?
Mayo? Maybe some linebacker gigs.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe it's a
Wasn't he the
defensive guy?
linebackers coach before given that opportunity or defensive
I
coordinator?
think he was. Wasn't he elevated? Wasn't he promoted or something? I forget. You know, it sucks, right? We all thought, oh, the Patriots reign's over. It didn't take them nothing but 4 years to them to finally get another guy.
No,
Like,
they went through some down years, but you know, like that's gonna happen.
Drake May just had to
We've
follow him.
got 2 words for you.
2K is easy with a 199 says, I kind of have a weird feeling we gonna win this game, bros. You might be right. You might be right. For all we know, this might be one of those games that Tomlin and them just turn it around, and I'm not saying turn the season around, but turn around what's going on right now, and they pulled off a crazy miracle versus the best team in the league. And I do think the Colts are the best team in the league right now. They're 7-1, and they can't be stopped on offense at the moment.
No.
They've won 4 straight.
Jonathan Taylor gets 3 touchdowns a game, basically.
Yeah. Last question: who replaces Tomlin? I don't know because I don't know who's going to be available in 2028.
Yeah, because he's not getting fired.
He's not getting fired.
So I mean, I can't predict the future. I'm not a wizard. I'm not a fortune teller.
I don't know who's going to be available in 2028. Generally, I like. Does anyone else know? Favorite Madagascar movie? The
Second one.
Second one.
I always liked the second one.
The second one was funny. Yeah, the second, because the scene when they go in the plane and then the plane falls and then they start brawling because he broke his
Yeah,
iPod.
that was the beginning of the movie.
Was that the beginning? I thought
Yeah.
I always thought that was in the middle.
No, that was the beginning.
I ain't seen that movie.
That
in
was
a
the
while,
beginning of the
so.
movie. I remember always watching that scene as a kid.
Knight Rider's in the chat says, "What's up, twins? The Colts are about to cook us." Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Knight Rider. Yes, that O line of theirs is insane. Yes.
Warren is about to set records for a tight end on Sunday. I hope not. He's like the Brock Bowers of this year, right?
Pretty much.
And yeah, did you say that he leads all tight ends?
All tight ends. He even surpasses Travis Kelce.
Well, Kelsey's old.
Yeah, but Kelsey's number 2, so that's something. But above him is Warren. He leads all tight ends in receiving yards.
Yeah. Tyler Warren. Oh, he digital Dusted predicts Tyler Warren 12 catches, 185 yards, and 3 tutties. Really?
We've got 2 words for you.
If that were to happen, 1, I wouldn't be surprised. 2, if the defense allows that to happen, somebody's got to lose their job.
I need you guys to have a fallback NBA team. You guys are too great at guys to be this upset. Well, listen, I don't heavily invest in the NBA. If I had to pick a team, I'm going LA.
The Lakers.
The Lakers, because of Kobe.
Shout out to Kobe.
Kobe was an idol of mine as a kid. So.
I'm not a passionate fan. I always chose the Bulls as my team. I can't name you one player or what their record is.
You're just not that invested.
No. But if I had to pick a team, it's Chicago.
Well, according to Unchained, he thinks that the Warriors are winning their 5th ring this year. Really? By the way, man, SGA has got to be one of the worst MVPs in recent years, bro. What a scrub. He went 0-7.
I knew you were going to bring this up.
He went 0-7 in the 4th quarter versus the Mavericks a couple nights ago.
Yeah.
He almost single-handedly allowed the Mavs to come back.
I don't know what that was.
He's nothing if he's not at the free throw line. Swear to God. That's my input on SGA, by the way. What a weak MVP, man. Like, really? Just going to put it out
Just
there.
one of them years?
Colts don't win in Pittsburgh a lot, says Jason Atkins. No, I'll give you that. They don't win in Pittsburgh.
Oh,
a
so
lot.
is that the good side of history that we're going to have to lean on?
Yeah. But I could say the
why
same thing
not?
about the Packers. They didn't beat us in Pittsburgh since 1970,
Yeah,
and the Packers beat us last
They
week.
blew us out. So,
Have y'all watched the Colts? That O-line is insane. Yes.
yes.
Yeah, their running schemes are dirty. The way they pull the guards and they set the tight end and the wide receiver next to each other to keep that edge clear. It is filthy.
It's genius.
It's they got, first of all, you got Quinion Nelson, who's a stud, one of the best guards in the league. Then you got two young guys they drafted last year out of Wisconsin and Pittsburgh.
And keep in mind
At
their
center and right guard.
Keep in mind their tackles; they're very reliable too.
Yeah.
Like it's
Braden Smith's been there a long time and is still playing at a good level.
Yeah. Like that's an O line that we crave, that we want, and we could work our way to getting because the O line themselves.
Our line's good too.
They're coming along. They're doing well. They're doing good.
Get Broncos defense coordinator for our defensive coordinator, hire John Gruden, aka Chucky, for head coach.
We've got 2 words for
I don't think Gruden's going back as a coach.
No, honestly, I don't think he needs to.
By the way, I totally missed. Trump cards with a 1-on-1 says, will the Steelers play man-to-man more than 50%? Even if they do, they're going to get beaten coverage.
Yeah, like it appears when it comes to the players, no matter what, they just can't do their assignments.
Well, Jalen Ramsey's allowing a perfect passer rating in man coverage.
I know Slay's not doing good. That's evident.
It also says, will they play? Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
We've got 2 words for
DT
you.
show with a 1-on-1 says, Indy by 17, Taylor rushing for 275 yards and 3 tutties. Well, what's the record? 296 set by AP? He's not going to rush for that much.
It might be.
First of all, and this is a stat we didn't throw out there yet. I think Jonathan Taylor has 3 games of 4 touchdowns this year? Or not 4.
You mean 4 games with 3 touchdowns?
Yeah, that's what, backwards.
Yeah, I get it.
You know what I meant.
I get it. Yes.
You know what I meant.
Yeah.
Is it really 4?
Yes. Yeah. Those are 3 or 4.
Versus the Chargers, versus the Raiders.
Didn't he do it in back-to-back weeks?
Versus the Titans, and versus the Dolphins last week. He has 4 games. Wait, no, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong stat.
Are you talking about rushing touchdowns?
Yes. I'm
Okay.
I'm looking at the wrong stat. I was looking at fucking receiving stats. Sorry. Rushing touchdowns. He had 3 versus the Chargers, 3 versus the Raiders, and 3 versus the Titans. Okay. So 3.
God.
3 games with 3 touchdowns.
God. Well, he's gonna make it 4.
He's scored a touchdown in 4 straight games, and a combined total of how many touchdowns, you ask? Let me do the math. He had how many? He had 3 last week versus the Titans.
3 total.
He had 3 versus the Chargers. No, wait. He does have 4. He does have 4 games with 3 touchdowns on the year.
3 total touchdowns. We're not just talking rushing.
Okay, so he has 3 games of 3 rushing touchdowns, but 4 total games of 3 total touchdowns.
Okay, so you're counting total touchdowns.
Total touchdowns, he has 4 games.
Then he's going to make it 5.
Yes.
Looking at our defense, he's going to make it 5. And if he does, you might as well give him the MVP award right there on the field.
The last 4. Oh my God.
We've got 2 words for you.
Dude, the last 4 games, he scored 10 touchdowns.
Yeah, there's no way
What?
he doesn't get a touchdown in this game.
I'd rather have ChatGPT as our Steelers coach rather than Mike Tomlin. He probably call a better defense.
Probably write something better down.
The guy's closer to Philly or Pittsburgh and PA. Philly.
Philly.
Unfortunately.
Philly. Never been there though, and I don't
No.
really plan to.
No, I don't plan on going to Philly.
I've heard some horror stories.
Yes.
Definitely looking to get back to Pittsburgh though. Definitely for draft time. That's the goal. That's
Oh
the
yeah, we'll
plan.
be there. Don't worry. We'll be there in Pittsburgh for the draft.
It's gonna be crazy
I
environment.
don't care how the rest of the season goes. I'm gonna be there in Pittsburgh. Gruden would be a great offensive coordinator, not a good head coach. Yeah, I agree. Gruden's a great offensive.
You talking Jay?
No, John.
Oh, John.
Jay's never coming back,
No.
and I don't think John is either. I think he's very, very
I don't think either.
comfortable where he is with Barstool right now.
Well, yeah, absolutely. He's got his own channel. He's got his own space there, and honestly, it's very entertaining. I watch clips from it from time to time. The quarterback room video that he did with Will Howard, that was very entertaining.
Yeah.
So much insight on Will Howard and whatnot in that video.
Well, he does with all the quarterbacks. But yeah, the one on Will Howard, I think it said a lot about the how smart of a guy Will Howard is,
Yeah.
how determined he is. He always has a chip on his shoulder. He's such a smart football mind, the football junkie.
He's a yeah, exactly.
he's all
He's a football junkie. He loves the sport.
He's all about learning. That's his thing. He's all about learning. And he's sitting behind Will Howard, sitting behind A-Rod. So I don't know what Will Howard's future holds for the Steelers or for next year or whatever, but there could be a case in time where Will Howard might be a starter. Maybe not a full season starter unless anything happens. I have no idea. That might not be till next year. Either way,
if he's given that opportunity.
that's the thing, though, man. I want him to get the opportunity at some point. I think it's worth it. You might as well. You drafted him in the 6th round for a reason. I get if he's to be your long-term backup, but it's not without giving him the opportunity first. I think that's fair. You know what I mean? Like, that's what they should have done with Mason. And Mason was never going to be the guy, but, they traded up for him in the 3rd round just to be a backup. It would have been something to at least give him the shot. Mason didn't get the shot.
No, they gave the opportunity to Mitch Trubisky
Yeah. Yeah.
because he was a 1st rounder.
Yeah. God. That's awful. Now, again, Mason was never going to be the guy, but they never gave him the shot. At least with Howard, at least give him the shot. It's worth it. He might not be the guy, but you never know until you try, do you? Just one of those things. It's crazy. Like, Mason was the best quarterback in that 2023 quarterback room, and he didn't play until the last 4 games.
No. Saved Tomlin's record, though.
Sure did. Saved the season. Saved Christmas. He saved Christmas. By the way, happy Halloween.
Yes, it just struck midnight.
I mean, for some of you guys on the West Coast or Central Time, you might have to wait another couple hours. But over here, happy fucking Halloween.
Yeah, you see, I'm Rep for the occasion.
What are you guys going as for Halloween?
I know what I am.
You know what I'm going as? I'm going as a depressed Steelers fan.
Yeah, right there with you, brother.
That's what I'm going as. Being a long-term quarterback is an okay job, like Batch for spot starts. No, it's not a bad job at all. And frankly, if he is a really good backup for a 6th-round pick, that's a hell of a pick. I'm just saying, give him the shot at some point.
Yeah.
I think it's worth.
No, I think it's only fair.
Going as Art the Clown at a Halloween party. Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
Now
Now you going as Terrifier or our owner?
no. Who do you think?
I
silent
had to ask.
He's
okay?
He's going as a silent mime.
All right.
I think trick or treat is tonight. By the way, I don't trick or treat. I just go with family. You should see the amount of nieces and nephews we have. It's unbelievable, right?
Oh Lord.
But yeah, me and my niece or our niece, but we're gonna go as a killer clown duo. So that should be fun. We're gonna go as Terrifier or Art and the demon girl from Terrifier 2. I'm excited.
That should be interesting.
That should be fun.
That should be fun.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. This is the time of year I get excited, man. Football's back. Weather's changing. Leaves are falling. Leaves are changing. I get into the holiday spirit. This is my favorite time of the year.
Yeah. It's
Really
the best
is.
time of the year, bro.
Now it's time for the Steelers to pick it the hell up to boost my morale a little bit over here.
That's too much to ask from them, apparently.
I'm going as Steph Curry. At least I can enjoy watching the Warriors right now. I'll give you that. Yeah. I'm going as Corey Trice in a wheelchair. You can imagine you walking on crutches with your leg wrapped or something.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Just rep that 27 and you're good to go.
And then, like, the running joke throughout the party is that every time someone pats you on the back or something, you got to wrap that body part.
We've got 2 words for
I end
you.
up looking like a mummy more so than Corey Trice.
Yeah. After every shot you take, you got to add a bandage somewhere. I'm sorry. I don't mean to diss Trice. It's just, yeah, he just can't stay healthy. Monsters, Inc. or University? Inc. 100%. I remember when Ben was known as Mr. October. The offense, I thought that was Randy Jackson. Sorry. The offense was always playing its best during that era. Yeah. I missed that.
It was.
I missed that. I'm going as a can of chili beans. That's gas, bro. That's really gas.
Not what's the brand of chili in Cincinnati or Cleveland or whatever? Skyline?
Unchained. We're still in Central PA. I think.
Yes. Yeah.
I think. Somewhere around there, yeah. You're going to jump scare us? You're always welcome. It should be fun. This should be entertaining. The Raiders still suck. What are you talking about? Yeah, the Raiders do. Who mentioned the Raiders in the chat?
Well, the Raiders are playing. Who are they playing next Thursday night?
The Broncos.
Yeah, Gino's gonna throw like 3 interceptions.
Who?
Gino
Oh,
Smith.
that's right. He is the starter.
Yeah.
He is the starter.
Unless they put in Kenny Pickett.
God. Skyline chili sucks, bro. Who put cinnamon in chili?
Yeah, I don't get that.
Who puts cinnamon in chili?
I don't do that. I know some people put chocolate in it. I get
What?
that. I get that. But not
What?
yeah. Some I don't. You know me, I don't do that. Some people do it. I can understand why they do it. Cinnamon though, no.
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 No. You put cinnamon in like pies or
you top like, like
You
some
put that-
coffee,
yeah.
right? With some whipped cream.
You put that in chili? Happy Halloween, fellas. Glad the Twins Steelers fans. Yeah, we are. We're hardcore Steelers fans, man. I'm
Yep.
glad you guys are here too. Still, it's midnight. We're gonna get out of here shortly, but
If you're
man, we
not
appreciate
down
y'all
with
staying
that,
with us.
We've got 2 words for you.
He sent another one. Happy Halloween, fellas. Skyline chili is great. We had it once, and I wasn't a fan. Frankly, to me,
Didn't our
that's-
buddy Loose Cannon send us a can?
Yeah. Shout to
Yeah.
Loose Cannon.
Yeah. Shout out to him.
Every Christmas we do a Christmas gift exchange, and I think the first year we did it, he sent us Skyline chili, and I don't know if he's watching. Hey, Shane, appreciate you. Hope the family's doing well. I don't like Skyline.
You know what's funny?
I might have to try it again.
I remember. I don't mind trying it again because I remember when we tried it. It was that damn playoff game versus the Browns. I'm not kidding. So not only did we have to witness a ass whooping, we had to digest nasty chili.
I'm not eating Skyline again because that's.
I'm not opposed to retrying it. See, you know, like if it's different or if my taste buds would be different. I don't know.
Do they put cinnamon to make it spicy? Yeah, that's not the right spice.
No,
bro.
you put like paprika or chili powder or just other spices, right?
In the wintertime,
Some peppers.
Are you guys going to be outside? Well, I have to. My job requires it. My job really requires me being out. I'm outside all day. Literally.
Yeah.
What fan base do you guys think despises the Steelers the most? Oh, the Ravens or the Browns. 100%. Easily the Ravens or the Browns.
Yeah, they're definitely up there.
Unchained.
No, for the longest time it was the Bengals.
Yes, we have a niece. We actually have. I want to say.
Dude, I lost count.
I think we have 11 of them.
For real?
Yeah, and that's not even counting the nephews.
I'll take your word for it. I lost count.
That's just.
It's a big family.
That's just a number I'm throwing out there. I might be wrong.
It's a big family.
Might have less, might have more.
God, the holidays are.
Been eating Skyline chili since I was about 13 or maybe even younger. Managed it for 4 years. Assistant manager of the year 1999. LOL, I'm 52 and a Steelers fan since I was 12. No, it's not cinnamon to make it spicy. It's cinnamon to make it sweet. You got to get far away with onions and spaghetti. Don't you eat it by itself. Has to be with spaghetti to be good. Really?
You eat it with spaghetti?
I was wondering why spaghetti was... Isn't spaghetti on the can?
Is it? I never paid attention. So you eat it with spaghetti. Is that spaghetti or cheese?
My fat ass thought that was spaghetti. That's just cheese.
That's cheese.
That's just cheese. That's
yeah,
a bowl
cheese
of
makes sense.
So you're supposed to eat it with spaghetti. Hold on, who
really? Chili? No, well,
okay.
I can see why.
I'll try it with if we ever have it again. I'll try it with spaghetti.
I can make some banging
based
spaghetti.
off of Trump cards. Based off of your word, I will try it with spaghetti. Cause that don't sound awful, but at the same time. Chili with spaghetti?
Listen. Like, if I were to get a can of Skyline chili, I'll make it with spaghetti. I'll try to make it work.
It's spaghetti, chili, onions, cheese, shredded sharp cheddar. Write that down.
Yeah.
Write that down.
I got it.
Unchained.
No, I got it. Yeah. Wait. Onion, cheese. Yeah, I add all that stuff to chili regardless.
Yeah. Just not cinnamon.
No.
Just not cinnamon.
No, I won't do that.
By the way, beans belong in chili. I don't care what anybody says.
They do.
Skyline has frozen Skyline chili with spaghetti. Giant Eagle has it in the frozen food section. We don't have a Giant Eagle near us, unfortunately. Really?
I'd rather just make I'd rather make it homemade.
Just find the recipe.
Homemade is always the best way to do it.
Find the recipe. My favorite MJF quote. Your Cincinnati Reds, who haven't won the World Series since 1990. Ma mid. That was a great promo.
Yes.
When he was just shitting all over Cincinnati.
Yep.
I can't say that now because they beat us weeks ago. Isn't that spaghetti with meat sauce? I don't know. Isn't any spaghetti?
Spaghetti sounds damn good right now.
You know what? Yeah, it really does.
It does. But
now you guys got me hungry, bro.
But
I'm making 10 after midnight. You got me hungry.
I'm making goulash for dinner, so
this is what we're talking about.
Yeah, food. I love food. I love cooking it.
I love food too. Bro, this is what we're talking about.
Food.
Oh, God. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Unchained. You have no idea. In regards to our family, you have no idea how large it is.
Oh, my God.
No idea. I'm not going to get that personal.
You want to talk about a family tree. My God.
Yeah, I don't want to get that personal. But, bro, it's there's probably several out there that I don't know about because there's more personal details I'm not going to get into. That's all family related, but it's a story for another day. Giant Eagle sucks. You got to come to Dayton. I'll take you guys out. Skyline Chili. We'll go see the Bengals Steelers on me. Hey, I'm in. Next time we're down in Dayton, I'll hit you up. I've been to Ohio once.
It's a decent travel.
I've seen Paycor Stadium, bro. It looked like a toilet bowl.
I haven't seen it yet. You have. So I'll take a word for it.
Whatever,
hey, I'm down.
Whatever that bridge is going across into Cincinnati, whatever that bridge is, you look to your right, you see the damn stadium. All you see is that big ass B logo.
I have been on that bridge. I just didn't see the stadium. I must have been asleep.
Right there.
I must have been asleep.
Keep in mind,
I was literally going in and out of sleep.
Keep in mind, this is back in 2013 when Harrison signed with the team.
Damn.
I've already been to Cincinnati. It's way better than Cleveland, and Bengals fans are much nicer than Browns fans. Don't know if that surprises you. We don't have a good history with Cincinnati fans. Let's just put it that way. When we first started this thing called YouTube, there were people making fun of us because, one, we were young, and our one video, when we freaking reacted to Artie Burns, it got posted on CincyJungle.com. That was in 2016?
2016.
Jump Cars with 199 says, cool, come on down. LOL, Bengal Stadium sucks. It does suck. What's weird, they probably have better field conditions than the Steelers, though. Man, I've been craving chili hot dogs, bro. We made
them last Saturday.
You make them again.
Oh, I will.
It's soup season, bro. Soup and chili season.
Yeah.
I went to the game Steelers Bengals maybe 15 years ago, and this dude tried to hit me with a football. He missed and hit my girlfriend right in the face.
Oh.
Oh fuck.
Why is he throwing a football in a stadium?
It's a Bengals fan. What do you expect? They threw a beer at Ben when he was getting carted off in that playoff game. Tell me you whooped his ass. I got jumped by Browns fans once just because I wore a Steelers jersey. Sometimes these sports fans, bro, these sports fans be going too crazy.
Yeah, they take it a little too seriously.
Just a little bit.
Like, there's passionate, but then there's, like, over the top. Like, the over the top ones are like, okay, let's chill out a little bit.
I'll take your word for it. I still think Browns fans are worse, though. Well, we've had some decent interaction with Browns fans. Probably because we got the good side of Browns fans, not the bad side.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out to Unger to the max. You know, awesome Browns fan. Loose Cannon, our buddy, Shane.
Yeah.
We've interacted with some pretty chill.
Shout out to,
cool.
What's his name? I forget his name. Dashy. He's a Bengals YouTuber or Bengals content creator. We've been on and off talking to him for, I think, 8-9 years now?
Yeah, quite a couple years, yeah.
Bengals main fan that says year when he got hurt, they're trash. Yeah, I lost a lot of respect for them.
Yeah. I remember that Monday night.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, you're gonna have your rotted fans everywhere. I mean, even, Steelers fans have some rotted fans. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know too many of them, but
nor do we condone.
No, absolutely not. But there's rotted fans everywhere you go. It's just, thankfully that number, that quantity isn't very high. It's a very low percentage, as it should be. As it should be for every fan base. No matter how large it is, no matter how bad the team is, frankly, whatever quantity, whatever percentage it is, it's a little too high in regards to those kinds of fans.
Mm-hmm.
You just shouldn't be a trashy fan. It ain't that deep. It ain't that deep, bro. It's not. So, with that being said, we're going to get on out of here. Appreciate y'all for tuning in for this late live stream as we previewed the Steelers and Colts matchup for Week 9.
Week 9.
It is Week 9 already, bro.
We're almost at Week 10.
So after this week, we'll pretty much be halfway through the regular season.
Pretty much, yes.
Already?
Yep. Yeah, it's just Week 9's already here.
I mean, it's Halloween. It is Halloween right now.
Yes, it is.
Maybe not for some of y'all, but it's Halloween. Like, before we know it, Mariah Carey will be melting.
She already has, bro.
I know.
She already has.
I can hear her in the distance right now.
Bro, come Saturday morning on the radio station, whatever station you hear. Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas.
Yep.
You already know.
It's crazy, man. Time flies, but anyway, guys, we're going to go out of here. You guys enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy the rest of your week. You guys have a happy Halloween. Whatever you guys are doing, you guys are going out, trick-or-treating, partying, dressing up, family activities, whatever the case may be. Enjoy yourselves. Be safe. Have a great time. If you're not celebrating, then enjoy yourself. Whatever you're doing, man, for the holiday, you guys have a great one. We'll see you on Sunday for the Steelers versus Colts matchup, which I'm not feeling very optimistic about.
Neither am I. But
At the
any given Sunday, right?
Any given Sunday, and at the end of the day, I'm always going to root for a victory. At the stage of this season, I don't care how it's done. I don't care how ugly it gets. Get a damn victory.
Just find a way. Figure out a way.
Find a way and don't allow the Ravens to come back.
Let's get it done, man.
Get her done. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. On that way, hit that like, hit that subscribe. We would greatly appreciate it if you guys have not already. And we'll see you next month. Happy Halloween.
Shut up.
Sorry.
We'll see you guys Sunday for the Steelers and Colts live reactions. Definitely stay tuned for that. Other than that, guys, thank you guys once again for tuning in. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later.
Peace.